Finding the right customer. One of the things I've been learning about is how to identify your ideal student. I was struck by what someone said. They said that you need to create an avatar of your ideal student. And I wondered, what's that mean, an avatar? And basically what it means is you picture your ideal student so much that they become like a character in your mind, an avatar, like a character in a book. You can picture them, they might even have a name to you, who that student is. So I decided, right, how do I do that for the mind mapping? The goal is to identify what age they are, what their challenges are, what their needs are, and what they'll get out of your teaching, your course. I've designed a mind map for beginners course to get started, and I was thinking, well, I've got this course for mind mapping. I know that on Google that there are 500,000 people every month searching for information on mind mapping, so it's very popular. And so I could say, well, my mind mapping customer is those 500,000 people. But what I've been taught and learning is that it's got to be really specific to a segment of people that can identify quite clearly that what you're saying really meets what they need. And so I thought to myself, who is my ideal student? It could be other people who are dyslexic. I'm dyslexic, for example. It could be teenagers, it could be university students, it could be business people, it could be for professional development, life coaching, all sorts. So in the end, I realized my ideal student was someone who was a business person, who had maybe tried doing university earlier on in their career but decided, because they're very practical, to just crack on and do the business. They probably just come back to doing a bit of studying right now, and they want to study part-time, like use a quarter of their time or half the time and still run their business, but learn this new area of learning. Maybe it's learning about design or agriculture or business in a more formal way, and they want to diversify into that area. And so my ideal avatar would be probably a 36-year-old, probably a guy, probably runs their own small business, maybe has one or two members of staff, is studying in some sort of formal capacity, and their problem, their challenge, is that they are time squeezed. They're thinking, gosh, I don't actually have a strategy on how to take notes in my studying and how to do all of this. They probably can take notes and so on, of course, but mind mapping can save 90 hours of revision every year. That's 2 full weeks. Now for your average student, they're kind of like, yeah, whatever, it just fits into all the various time that I've got. But for a business person that really feels it, like they've got to do their studying at the weekends, it's getting squeezed into valuable evenings and weekends with their family, maybe even compromising their business a little bit, they start thinking to themselves, those 90 hours are valuable. So they're the sort of person that would probably take the time to actually learn the skill. Because there's a lot of people with teaching and training as a teacher, I want to actually teach people who want to do it. I don't just want people to buy a book or a course or whatever. I actually want to teach people how to transform the way they do things, and in this case, how to study and learn. But even more than that, how to study and learn and make those lateral connections that might be profitable to them in their business and to the world around them and of service to other people. So that is my avatar. I know what he looks like, I know what his challenges are, and I know what his needs are. And his need is time, efficiency, creativity in what he's doing. That person's probably, and let's say, I'm going to call him James, okay? Let's say James has got, he's probably spending a lot of opportunity cost to do this course that he's doing part-time, university or whatever. Maybe, you know, in his business he could maybe make £20,000 in the year, which he would have been spending if he was doing the business compared to the studying. But to him it's really worth it, and it's a real cost. Now obviously there's a course fees, a couple of £1,000 or something like that, but more than that is the time taken to actually study it. Now I've been through that. I went to university a second time as well, so I know exactly what that's like. And so that's who I'm really trying to appeal to. And for me it's been a bit of an eye-opener going through that process, because I just wanted to teach people generally about mind mapping and about maybe even dyslexic teenagers about it and things like that, because I'm dyslexic and it really helps. It also helps creatives. But do you know what? Having this focus means I can do the general stuff and have a clear focus of who I'm ultimately reaching for the paid content. Because my goal in all of this is, you know, a lot of this will all be, I'll teach people, I'll train people for free. And because I really want to teach people online. But then there'll be a group of people who really want to intensively apply it and make it real in their lives, and they'll pay for it, and they'll be very happy to pay for it, I hope, because it's very valuable. Even if you do the maths, for example, I've done the maths, you know, 90 hours a year, maybe if you're working, earning £30 an hour, you know, that's the best part of £3,000, you know. And so, and that's just in the first year of doing it. And I've been doing this for 25 years, and the efficiency it gives me is massive. So, I know my avatar, which is great. I highly recommend it. Now, those of you who don't do online teaching, obviously, you're teaching in real life, you know who your avatar is already. They're standing right in front of you and you're teaching them. But the interesting thing about the internet is you can choose who your ideal student is before you start teaching. You can target them. Now I was really excited by this, because now I've got the opportunity of not just teaching entrepreneurs, but I'm going to do online seminars with them, I'm going to get to know them, and that's going to be fascinating. I'm really excited about the possibilities of extra connections and relationships with entrepreneurial people like myself. So, an avatar. Find one, name it, and speak to them. That's my goal.